Hey guys, Chris Zoupa here. Long time no see. Today we're going to be looking at Nuno Betancourt's solo in Flight of the Wounded Bumblebee, the intro to He-Man Woman Hater. It is an absolute doozy, but it is actually not that ridiculous to play. Anyway, let's take a look. Alright guys, before we get too excited, we just need to talk about the tuning, which is E-flat standard, which goes E-flat, A-flat, D-flat, G-flat, B-flat, and an E-flat. Obviously this song has a lot of delay in it, so set your delay pedals to 220 MMS. Let's get started. Alright guys, let's take a look at the first section. I'm going to start off with this 21-22 on the first string. I will point out that I'm not using delay so you guys can hear the notes a bit more clearly. So I've got this idea where I'm playing two notes, and I'm just going to move that idea back chromatically till I get all the way from 6 to 7. So if I start on 21-22 and do that two-note phrase and work it back chromatically, I should end on 6 and 7. That's going to sound like this. So now I've ended on the 6 and the 7. The next chromatic note I would have is fret 5, and I'm going to work into this phrase. So what I'm doing here is I've got sort of a minor third interval here, or 3 frets, and I'm going to be playing 5, 8, 4, 7, and I want to do that twice. When it gets to the next repeat of that idea, I'm going to play 5, 8, and then 6, 9. That's going to give me this. So I'm going to go chromatically in an ascending direction, and then I'm going to end that phrase by playing 5, 8, 4, 7 again. So we're going to have 1, 2, and 4 being the same idea, and then the third variation is going to jump up to that 6, 9. Altogether, we're going to have this. And then I just repeat that again. After that, I'm going to work into this almost like arpeggio inference. It sounds a lot more impressive with the delay, but without it, we're going to have this. Okay, so let's slow that down. I'm going to play open 12 and then open 8 on the first string, and I'm going to play that twice. When I play open 10, open 7, I'm going to play that twice. Open 8, open 5 twice. And then open 7, open 4 twice. So all together. We end on that open note, end on the 4th fret rather, and then I'm going to slide back to 5th fret and repeat that phrase that we had before from the 5, 8. And that will be the entire first section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it right back to the chromatics at the front, put the rest of it there, and then we'll play it again a little bit slower with some tabs and also include that delay so you can hear what it's supposed to sound like. One more time with some tabs. All right, guys, let's take a look at this diminished section. I'm going to start off from 4th fret of the 6th string. This would be in standard tuning a G sharp diminished. I'm just traveling up the strings in minor thirds and then working on this diagonal. So I've got 4-7 on the 6th string, 5-8 on the 5th, 6-9 on the 4th, and then 7-10 on the 3rd. That's going to sound like this. And obviously with those bouncing delays, that sounds really, really cool. What I want to do now is just cut and paste that idea up to fret 7, which is going to give me a B diminished. It's exactly the same intervals and shapes. It's a really comfortable jump too from when you end on that 3rd string to jump straight up to the 6th string. And we're going to take that idea again. I'm going to start from fret 10, which is going to give me a D diminished. But this one goes across 6 strings, so I've got this. So if we slow that down, I'm going to be playing 10th fret of the 6th string. I play 10, 13, and then I'm going to play 11, 14 on the 5th, 12 to 15 on the 4th, 13, 16 on the 3rd string. Now this is the most annoying jump you'll have to do because the G and the B string aren't more predictable intervals apart. They're a major 3rd instead of a perfect 4th. I'm going to jump from 13, 16 to 15, 18 there. At the end of that, I'm going to play 16, 19 on the 1st string, but actually play that 3 times. All together. So let's have a look at all those diminished arpeggios. Then I work into this next phrase. So the thing about this next chunk is that we've got there's kind of a pedaling note and then some changing melodies. So what I think it would be a good thing for us to do is to have a look at what the pedaling note is, figure out the melody, and then sort of marry the two together. So the start of this phrase, I'm going to be playing that 17 on the 1st string, and I go like this. So if I take away the 17, I'm going to be playing 19 to 21 twice. And then I'm going to play 22, 21, 19, 21 again. So all together, with the pedaling note. And then the next thing that I do is I'm going to have a new pedaling note. I'm playing 15 of the 1st string now as my pedaling note, and my melody is going to go 21, 19, 21, 22. So it goes. And then the end of that is going to go 21, 19, 17, 19. So it'll go. That's going to end on the 19. So then after that, my new pedaling note is going to be 14. Then this one, I want to play 19, 21, 22, 21. That's going to go like this. At the end of that, I'm going to play 19, 17, and then there's 2 19s at the end of this one. So all together. And the very last pedaling note of this phrase starts from 13. And then I'm going to play 19, 20, 19, 17 with the pedaling note. At the end of that, it's going to go 16, 17, 16, 17. So that idea twice. Then it goes right back to the 17 and we start again. So it's going to play that whole idea twice. I'll play it at full speed. And it's going to go through twice. So what I want to do now is I want to go back to the diminished, play it from the start of the section, go to that chunk twice, and then we'll do it again even slower, some tabs. And again. One more time with some tabs. In the next chunk, we're going to be dealing with that A7 arpeggio that has those really, really cool delay chunks that are sort of bouncing around each other. We need to learn that idea because we'll be using it 4 times. So we're going to have that A7 arpeggio with 4 different ending variations. So I'm going to start off by playing 17 to 21 on the first string, then 15, 17, then 12, 15. And then continuing that sort of minor third diminished sound, I'm going to play 9 to 12 on the first string. Then I've got 5 to 9, and then 3 to 5. All together. Then I've got open 3, open 5 at the end of that, and that's going to be the A7 arpeggio that I keep repeating throughout this section. Okay, then from there I want to go. So I'm kind of working through an E suspended 4 arpeggio. I'm going to play 7 open, 4 open on the first string, 12 open, 7 open, 16 open, 12 open, and then for that sort of sus 4-y bit, I'm going to play 17 open, 16 open. All together. All together. Okay, then we go back to the A7 again. Now I'm going to kind of borrow sort of a similar phrasing that we saw in the first section, but this time it's a little bit more melodic, a little bit less chromatic. I'm going to be playing 4-7 on the first string and then 5-9 on the first string. That's going to sound like this. And I want to do that idea 3 times. At the end of that, the 4th group of that, I'm going to play 4-7 and then 2 open notes so that we've got those 2 open notes and we've got the ability to go all the way back to that arpeggio up here. Otherwise, it's just too hard to get there without those open notes. So it'll go. So now we're on the 3rd group. It goes from that open 3, open 5, and then starts this very, very strange chromatic idea. I'm going to be playing 11 to 10, and then I'm just going to move that up 1 fret each time till I get to 8 groups of them. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I should be ending on 18, 17 there. So we've got from the start of that little chunk. I'm ending on that 17, and then for the last group of that A7 arpeggio, I'm already there, so I just hit it again. And then we work into this last phrase, which is almost like an F sharp dominant arpeggio. I'm going to be playing 6 open, 2 open twice. Then I work into this phrase. So I'm going to be playing 4th fret of the 2nd string to open of the 1st, then 2, 4. And then I've got a single open note. I'm kind of counting in 8th notes here. So I've got the 8th note and then 6 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Kind of got a very cheery sound to it. That is all of the third section. So let's go right back to the start and have a look at it with the 4/7 arpeggios with the different variations that follow. One more time with some tabs. Alright guys, I've put my pick down for these last two sections. You'll obviously need to do something more creative than throw it away, but whatever you want to do, I've got my tapping finger on fret 12 of the second string, and my left hand is going to be going between 8 and 5, also on the second string. So as soon as we get this idea, that kind of 4-note grouping is going to take us through most of the section. So I'm going to be tapping 12, pulling off 8, pulling off to 5, and then ending on that hammer-on. That's going to give us a 4-note grouping. So what we can do now is just talk about what the tap's going to be doing, and if we remember to repeat that, it'll be exactly the same on every little chunk of this section. So I'm going to be doing 2 12 taps and then 2 13 taps with this shape. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the left hand back chromatically, and then I've got 4 and 7 here, and my tap's going to go 13, 13, 12, 12. All together. Then what I'm going to do is move the left hand back chromatically again. Now I'll have 3 and 6, and then I'm going to go 12, 12, 13, 12. So the tap's going to be a little bit more interesting. At the end of that, I'm going to move back to 5 and 2, and this is going to do 2 12 taps and 2 10 taps. Let's take it right back to the start now and have a look at what we've got. Okay, then from that point, I'm going to have 4 and 1 on the second string, and I'm going to play 10, 10, 12, 10. So that tap's going to go with the left hand now. This is probably the trickiest bit of the whole section, is I need to jump up a string, and then I need to be playing 7 to 4 on the left hand on the third string, and then I'm going to be playing 2 14s and 2 12s. So from here, from that point, I'm going to move back chromatically one more time. So I've got 3 and 6 on my left hand. I'm going to be playing 2 12s and 2 11s on the third string. And then I've got 5 and 2 on my left hand. And then I'm going to be playing 11, 11, 12, 11, which is this, with the left hand. So we should have kind of 8 groups of sort of taps and moving our positions around. Let's take it right back to the start of the section. We'll do it relatively slowly and then do it again even slower with some tabs. One more time with some tabs. Okay, so section 5 is going to be relatively similar to section 4 in that we're doing more tapping, but the the movements of the taps are a little bit different, so I thought it might make a bit more sense to separate them. So we'll start off by what my left hand is doing. I'm going to be on 1 and 4 of the 3rd string, and the tapping movement that I have here is I'm going to be playing 11, 11, 9, 9, 8, 8, 9, 9. It's going to sound like this. With the left hand. Okay, then my left hand changes to 3-1, so you notice I've gone from my pinky to my ring. My tapping path is going to be the same. So it's going to be 11, 11, 9, 9, 8, 8, 9, 9 again. So back to back. Hopefully that's all making sense. Then I've got sort of a chromatic idea. These fingers are right next to each other, a semitone apart. My tapping path now is going to be going 9, 9, 8, 8, 7, 6, 6, 8, 8. So it's going to go all together. Hopefully that's making sense. Then from that point, I'm going to work into the big diminished arpeggio. But let's have a look at that all together one more time before we move on. Hopefully that's all making sense. And then I'm going to work through this G sharp diminished idea. So I've got 2 taps on each. I'm going to be playing 12 on my right hand and then pulling off to 4-7. And that's going to move up in a very predictable diminished fashion. So I move up a string and up a fret, 13, 5, 8, twice on that, and then I've got 14, 6, 9, and then I have 15, 7, 10. Also as well, you will notice kind of the pulse has changed from like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 16ths to just sort of a straight 8th note tapping idea. I've got that dumb B string jump that we have to do. The left hand's going to play 9, 12, and the right hand is going to be playing 17, 9, 12. Now the last thing that I do here is I've got 18, 10, 13, but instead of just doing 2 here, I'm actually going to do 6 taps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to end on that open sort of A5 chord there. So open of the 5th string and 2 of the 4th and the 3rd. So that's the whole section. Let's go right back to the front of it. We're going to have the descending tap idea, and then we're going to have the ascending diminished idea from the start. One more time with some taps. And that was my tutorial on Flight of the Wounded Bumblebee by Extreme. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And if you want tabs to this lesson and anything else that I do, you can always sign up to the mailing list. Also have a bunch of books out and video courses. If you want to support me and support the channel, you should check them out. I've got some courses on Udemy and chrissuper.com. And of course, my books can be found on Amazon and the Fundamental Changes website. Anyway, hope you guys dug the lesson. There will be more content very soon. Rock on, and I will see you guys very soon.